Hey, 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 you guys. We're basically going to be doing the same thing again. We're going to be given the equation of the circle, and that is not in standard form, and we're going to force it to be in the standard form because that gives us some more helpful information to help us find the center and the radius of our circle. Now, guys, example 12 is exactly the same thing as example 11. So, on this one, if you're like, I've got it, Miss Long, like I'm a pro at getting this in the standard form, I'm going to let you fast forward to the end, or I'm going to let you try it on your own and then fast forward to the end to see if you got it right. All right, let's get this show on the road. So remember, you guys, when we're completing the square, we want our variables on one side, which this is struggling. So we want this side to only have variables, and we want this side to have just the constant. Okay, which that curly brace is really struggling. Sorry, guys. That one was really pretty, but that one, I'm not the best with curly braces. So just know that that's supposed to be a constant. But anyways, let's get started. And remember when we do this, you guys, we want to group our x's together, group our y's together, and put the constants on the other side. And we're going to write our x's and y's from the highest exponent down to the smallest. Okay, so I'm going to be grouping my x's together. I'm going to be grouping my y's together, or basically writing them side by side. And then the constants are going to be grouped together. Technically, 0 is a constant. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to rearrange this so my x's are together, my y's are together, and then I'm going to move the constant to the other side. So I have x squared and negative 8x, so x squared minus 8x. All right, and then plus y squared minus 6y. And then plus 16 equals 0. All right, so I'm actually pretty close. I have all my x's and y's on one side. My variables are all together. But now I just need to move my lonely constant to the other side. I guess it's not lonely because it's got 0. So it's going to join together to be with 0. Okay, so how do I move 16 to the other side of my equation? I do subtract 16 on both sides. Oh, man. So 16 minus 16 cancels and turns to 0. And 0 minus 16 is negative 16. So I currently have x squared minus 8x plus y squared minus 6y equals negative 16. All right, so now that my x's are together, my y's are together, and my constant's on the other side, I can start completing the square, which I'm going to set this up with my cute little boxies so I know what I should be adding onto both sides of my equation. So I'm going to kind of zoom in more so we can start to see this problem better. All right, so I'm going to have x squared minus 8x. After I complete the square, I'm going to add something onto this side, which means eventually I'll also add it onto the other side. So negative 16 plus my cute little boxy. Oh, which hopefully I left enough room. Doesn't look like I did. All right, plus y squared minus 6y plus my cute little boxy on both sides. Okay, so now I'm all geared up to complete the square. So let's get going. This ladybug and I are going to fight. It's getting in the way. I don't want to fight it, though. I'd rather use kind words to make it move, but currently I can't make it move because I want it zoomed in. So I just have to get over it. All right, sorry. But anyway, so now we're going to complete the square. We're going to do it with the x and the y. We're going to have our x and our y. All right, what's that magical number we use to make this a perfect square trinomial? How do we complete the square? What's that magical formula we use? We do use b over 2 squared. Okay, which in this case, the negative 8 is my b. So I'm going to do negative 8 over 2 squared, which negative 8 over 2 is negative 4. And negative 4 squared, negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. So this was what goes in my boxy. So 16 on this side and 16 on this side, which I have to squeeze it in the box because I didn't leave enough space. All right, that's a 16. Sorry, guys. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing with the y. So b over 2 squared equals, in this case, my b is negative 6. So negative 6 over 2 squared. Negative 6 over 2 is negative 3. And negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. So that's what's going in my box on both sides. 9 and 9. All right, guys, we're getting closer. I'm going to rewrite this and just combine my like terms. So we have x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus y squared minus 6y plus 9 equals, let's see, negative 16 plus 16 is 0, and 0 plus 9 gives me a 9. Look at that. Okay, guys, we're getting close. The last thing we have to do after we complete the square is slide and divide twice. Then we're done. Okay. We got this. We got this. Okay. So let's start sliding and dividing. Okay, what you're going to do with the x and the y. Wow, my zigzag kind of struggled at the end. Come on, Miss Long. That's embarrassing. I need to make my squiggles better. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so we have x and y. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so we're going to look here, back here. So we're sliding dividing with this and this. All right, let's get the slide and divide show on the road. Can't talk today, apparently. Let's get the slide and divide show on the road. There we go. That sounds better. All right, so secretly in front of x squared, there's a 1. So I'm going to slide 1 to 16, which means I'm multiplying. So 1 times 16 is 16. So I want to find two numbers that multiply to be AC, which is 16, and add to be B, which is my negative 8. And remember, you guys, if we do it correctly, these two should be the same. Okay, so we should end up with the same numbers if we do it correctly. All right, so which two numbers both will multiply to be 16 and add to be negative 8? Oh man, it is negative 4 and negative 4. Clawsome, you guys. Board slapper. Alrighty, which remember, technically we can write this as x minus 4 times x minus 4. Which don't forget we slide and divide, which we divide by what we slide by, which is a. So I'm going to divide by 1. But negative 4 divided by 1 is negative 4. And guess what, you guys? I'm going to write this bad boy as x minus 4 quantity squared. All right, we're halfway there. We got this. Let's slide and divide again. Yay! All right, so we're going to slide our A to our C, which secretly there's our 1. So 1 times 9 is 9. So I want to find two numbers that will both multiply to be AC, which is 9, and add to be B, which is negative 6. Which remember, you guys, if we did it right, they should be the same exact number. So let's see. What times what is 9, and what plus what is negative 6? Oh man, you guys, it is negative 3 and negative 3. So technically this is y minus 3 times y minus 3, because we're dealing with y's now. Okay, and technically whatever we slide by, we divide by. So since we slid the 1 over, now I'm going to divide by 1. Which negative 3 divided by 1 is negative 3. Okay, so this technically can just be written as y minus 3 quantity squared. And guess what, you guys? We'll pretty much be done after that. All right, let's see if I can do my curly breaks. Yeah, I'm getting a little better. All right, y minus 3 quantity square equals, now I'm just going to bring my 9 down. Bring it on down. And guess what, you guys? We have reached standard form of our equation. Now, it looks like our awesome standard form. So yeah, guess what, you guys? Now that we're in standard form, we could easily identify the center and the radius, which the center would be 4, 3, so 4, 3, and the radius would be the square root of 9, which is 3. Look at that. Isn't standard form so helpful? I know, I agree. It's the most helpful thing we do in circles, pretty much. All right, you guys, so guess what? Now we have reached standard form of the equation of a circle. We started here and worked our way to there. Look at all that work. Holy hot dog, you guys. That was awesome. Actually, it was colossum. Oh, man, I killed myself.